the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you God?
Yes.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Whitney Johnson, Whitney Johnson.
Okay, Whitney. What grade are you in?
I'm in 9th grade.
Okay, and you attend Thomas. You attend the high school?
Yes, I do. Thomas as I do.
Okay.
Currently attend there.
Did you know David?
I wouldn't say I knew him as much as I saw him around. He kind of just, he's kind of a loser. Like, I think at the end of the day, he dresses horribly.
Okay. Well, were you one of his classmates? Did you share any classes with him?
Yes, I was his classmate, and I believe I had a class with him. I really don't pay attention in class that often, but I know that I always try to avoid eye contact with him just because the way he dressed, like his hats were so ugly.
Objection, bro.
You're on. Aren't you on the same team?
Yeah, right. Well, like, oh, I'm sorry. Ignore that.
So, yeah, so, I would just not pay attention to him in the back, like, because if I ever looked at him, I always thought he had shifting eyes, and he just was a weird looking kid.
Okay, well, while you guys were in class, even if you didn't pay attention to him, would you say David was a standout student?
Objection, Your Honor. That's a leading question.
I'll allow it. You can answer.
I guess I really don't pay attention to people's like academic prowess or anything like that. I guess he was a good student. He probably better than me. I'll give you that.
Okay. Is it correct you were the one to notify school police about?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I love Jack. Jack's a man, or he was a man until that dirtbag.
Objection, Your Honor. Incriminating, like calling names, or I don't know how to. There, I apologize.
You can continue answering.
Yeah, so he's just a big dirtbag. I never really liked him.
Oh wait, objection, Your Honor. Relevancy to that? How does that have to do with anything towards him as a person? Like.
What was your question, Counselor?
It was if he was the one to notify the police of David's doings.
How does his views towards the person have any relevancy to this?
I agree with you. Sustained.
Okay.
Keep your answers to the question.
In the report, do you recall referring to David as a kingpin?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have a specific reason to why you called him that?
Well, I was walking down the hall. I heard some kids talking, and they were just like, that kid David, he's a drug kingpin. And to me, I was like, oh man, like I better tell Jack because Jack's so awesome. And so I ran over to tell Jack because I know it gets Jack excited because Jack is bored as a high school police officer.
Objection, Your Honor. That's hearsay. So you could just say whatever it is and then say to the police officer, he had no evidence. Saying he was a kingpin could be over exaggeration. Of saying like he said that he was walking by his friends and that's just hearsay. You just make it up.
Sustain.
Well, would you say there is more people on campus that are aware of this other than just you?
I mean, I would think that since kids were talking about it and the result of what happened, most likely people believe what was going on.
Okay, well, were any staff members aware of this? Was anyone contacted prior to Jack?
Maybe not prior. I would assume after. But to me, it was just something that came up because it was news to me that I heard that, and I was just like, oh well, I gotta tell these people.
Okay. Did you notify your principal about David?
No, not at all.
Okay. Were there any further actions taken in regard to your testimony?
I don't know how to answer that question. I would think that at the end of the day, yeah, I think people became aware that something was going on because he had died.
Okay. Would you say that David in any way, shape, or form was a smart student regarding his other classmates that may have had more contact with him?
See, here's my thing. I tended to avoid him and anyone around him because I just thought he was dirty and he looked like crap. In general, I would assume, because for me, I'm not about academics. I'm more like I go to the class because I have to. I would say he's a better student than I am.
Okay, no further questions.
Your witness defense.
Cross examining.
So as far as David, since you said you were in the academic, but before this, do you remember anything going on with David? Like, did he get in any other trouble besides this one incident?
My thing was, I tried to avoid him like the plague. In general, I've known him for a while in terms of just seeing what he looks like and just things that he wears. He wears ugly hats all the time, and I would just be like, under those hats are the most ugly eyes I've ever seen.
So when you go to school, that's all you really pay attention to?
Yeah, that's all I pay attention to. I'm the not board for the school. I'm here to be the gossip. I'm here to be the center of attention. When people need information, they come to me.
So have you ever seen David and the teacher together?
Oh, I've seen David and Mr. Anderson talk lots of times. I think in general, that's one of the things where maybe David's, they're friends, I guess, maybe?
Would you ever see Mr. Anderson and Davidson like in class doing anything bad?
Well, I would say, I think it's hard to do stuff in class with somebody. And in general, like, how is Mr. Anderson going to hang out with him? I would say after class, Mr. Anderson and David talked a lot more than a teacher and a student should. I never talked to Mr. Anderson.
With any assignments, did you guys do anything that you maybe questioned it?
Question what?
Question any projects, any experiments?
I just think with Mr. Anderson, he's just a weird guy. I think he really likes science. I don't like science, but he really likes science. And I don't know, I just think in general, if you hang out with David, he's a sleazeball. I would never even look at that guy.
Objection, where's that relevancy to the student again? First?
Counselor, may I remind you that this is
Okay, yeah.
this is your partner's.
Sorry.
That's what train of thought now.
I got you, sorry.
Did you or any other of your classmates question? You said that Mr. Anderson seemed kind of weird. Did you guys have any other experiments or any encounters where you questioned his actions?
I guess I would spread a lot of rumors about Mr. Anderson in general because it was easy to make rumors about him because he's weird. Like, at the end of the day, why is someone so happy by using a chemistry set or doing any of this stuff? So we'd always just make fun of him for what he was. Like, oh, there's the weird science dungeon master right there. You know, things like that.
Did you have, well, I already asked you that. Did you hear any comments about any other, not just you specifically, but you making the comments, did you hear any other classmate question
Mr. Anderson?
Mr. Anderson?
I think most people would say the same thing I'm about to say, where he was over happy-go-lucky about science. But who likes science? Science is weird. Like, at the end of the day, I don't know why he saw that, but he loved science.
So in general, you guys didn't have any weird projects that you would question him, maybe unfit or for some reason?
See, I think at the end of the day, like, with anything,
What did projects have to do with?
Counselor.
The science experiments leading to the actions between the David and.
I see where you're going. I'll allow it. You can answer.
sorry, I'm sorry, what was the question?
Anything?
Did you have any weird projects?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you have any weird projects that
I would say in general, I
made you
think,
question?
yeah, I think every teacher's weird. I don't like school. Like, at the end of the day, like, you're asking me if this is a weird project. I think Mr. Anderson's a weird guy. I think David is a weird guy. I think they both deserve to get what's coming to them because of what they did to my man Jack. I love Jack.
Further questions?
Does the prosecution want to redirect?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Your excuse.
Your excused witness. Does the defense have a witness they wish to call?
Yeah, so I would like to call the principal up.